A woman who left Alabama to join ICE says she felt broken after she was stripped of her US citizenship. Minding my own business eating lunch, and some rather large woman with purple hair comments that she liked my shirt because it makes it easier to spot the aceholes in this world. Not sure what she has against British motorcycles, but whatever I guess. McDonald's USA. Employee, $9 per hour, no benefits. Big Mac, $5.81. McDonald's Denmark. Employee, $22 per hour, 6 weeks vacation, 1 year paid maternity leave, life insurance, pension. Big Mac, $4.82. Yo dude, you kinda look like my first husband. I don't know, I've never been married, though. That's actually a first lol. For someone to tell me I look like someone else. I worked so hard, risked it all, and you didn't even get my joke. Is this actually what our military looks like? So Biden's $15 minimum wage comes out to $31,200 a year for a 40-hour work week. The starting salary for a beginning teacher in Texas is $33,660. So a person working a minimum wage job will be making almost the same as a teacher with a college degree. Does this make any sense? How do people always think about this and come to the conclusion that minimum wage should be lower and not that teachers' wages should be higher? Propaganda has done a number on this country. A baby was losing weight and vomiting. At the hospital, doctors discovered he was starving from an almond milk diet. Do not speak German here. As long as you only speak English, you're alright. It's not an attack, it's a logical statement, based on a single accusation. Why the hell did you censor the word German? Because of gendered language. And I suggest you censor it too. Ah, yes, because chairwoman is a word or chairperson. Stop now. You are literally saying that German, a word referring to a language, is a gendered word. Stop using gendered language. Is it really so difficult to use German and make people feel more secure and safe? Just to be clear, when the New York Times reported that the FBI saw no link between Trump and Russia a week before the 2016 election, the FBI agent who was just arrested over ties to Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska was heading up the investigation. Just an absolute scandal. Me or a PS5? Choose wisely, you might get what you wish for. One day with me, 35%. PS5, 65%. Recess is okay, as long as it's directed toward white people. Velma HBO Scooby-Doo. Fred's a rich white guy with a tiny darn. Those are all white people. Daphne. Coughing. White girl with too much money. White girl with too much money. Google TV is about to get a remote that never runs out of power. The remote has technology that uses light to keep the battery charged. Every solar powered calculator for the past 40 years. Am I a joke to you? Norway is happiest country in the world. What's the secret? I can't believe that a wealthy country with free healthcare and education, high wages, a strong middle class and nearly a month paid vacation time by law is happy. Who will be the next star of #The Bachelor? Our ranking. I have a sneaking suspicion that the next bachelor will be a dark-haired square-headed white man with stubble and a more on-top haircut that inexplicably costs $85. Meet Graydon, Braden, Traden, and Arcaden. Just seen that an American in London posted this last week. Shake my head. How do British people tell the time if all British clocks don't have numbers, but strange lines instead? I'm so confused. In 2021, Knoxville cops killed a 17-year-old boy. The deputies now say the boy's 15-year-old sister recently refused to serve them at the deli where she worked. The department complained about the girl on its FB page and appears to have gotten her fired. The sheriff's office sparked a social media firestorm. Now a commissioner posting in and because I might get some looks. currently 41 weeks, and coming to the realization what might end up in the hospital versus our home birth. Anything I missed? Embracing my Nordic culture through mini braids and celebrating winter solstice. I saw a TikTok saying how in white America most of our heritage has been striped away from us, leaving us to identify with political parties or sports teams, etc. Dear liberals, I turned on all my gas stove eyes today and let them burn for no reason, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it but cry, giving yourself carbon monoxide poisoning to earn the libs. A message for women who don't shave their underarms. It's not sexy. It's not empowering. It's nasty. Stop trying to be a man. You're not one. And if you have hairy bits, you're never gonna land one. So I guess we've reached the place where, if you publicly disagree with the left's favorite paid actor brat at Greta Thunberg, you get arrested. Wow. Climate change stupidity has reached peak insanity. Do women actually awesome? There is no conclusive physiological incidence of it. Men are very clear, obvious, but women not so much. One thing is clear, women are taught that they are supposed to awesome. Perhaps it is an unreasonable myth. That would help explain why so many women are sexually unsatisfied. Perhaps because they are expecting some defining moment like men have. Maybe a woman's sexual experience is just totally different from a man's. I will study the issue further. This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. There's nothing funny about arresting an innocent man on false accusations. They're working on an mRNA vaccine for answer. I'm good. I'll continue eating healthy, working out, getting sunlight and laughter. If God decides it's my time, then it's my time. I'm never taking an experimental mRNA injection. Anyone else? In 2016, Daniel Shaver was fatally shot while begging for his life and complying with police officer Philip Brailsford. The cop was acquitted, rehired, claimed PTSD and receiving tax-free pension worth $31,000 a year for life. 2. This idea frames sex as something that hetero women are subjected to, rather than enthusiastic participants in. I get the point you're trying to make, but I have yet to meet a hetero woman who enthusiastically participates in sex. Imagine telling on yourself like this. Google New York City employees who arrived at the office early this morning stood in a line to test their badges. If light turned red, it meant you had been laid off. If green, you were safe. Horrific. SWAT team woke up Jason Harley Klopfer, a disabled man, and told him to come out with his hands up. He did exactly as told, and North Carolina police shot him multiple times immediately. Police then released a statement claiming he refused to comply. Rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TVs. Rich people literally have in-home theaters. Please stop lying. My wife, date night after 3+ months locked up on quarantine. Waiting for shredded cheese, as it's the only way she can eat fajitas. We've asked 4 people, going on 18 minutes now. Just unreal at Allen, Texas location. We got a quit blaming #Cupid19 for crappy service. Teacher defends her sexual relationship with a student by arguing his grades improved. If you believe the planet is billions of years old, I can prove you wrong with just one question. Where were the dinosaurs in the Bible age? The Bible did not mention it for once, and the Bible is dated back to the beginning of time. For duck's sake, where does the Bible mention kangaroos? I can go down to my local zoo and show you a kangaroo, which immediately invalidates your theory that, if it wasn't mentioned in the Bible, it doesn't exist. If Socrates was out philosophizing in American society today, he would be cancelled real quick. Socrates was CQ-ted. A lot of people are going to make fun of you for this tweet, but I won't. I'll explain it very slowly for you, because God's most simple people should be treated with respect. Socrates was CQ-ted, which is sort of like being cancelled. Take that, California. Wyoming legislators draft resolution banning electric vehicles by 2035. Published on January 13, 2023 in electric vehicle uncategorized news legislature. Show off Binge. Leads millionaires £100,000 Audi R8 vandalized with spray painted expletives. Just a reminder that a volcano in Greece has put more CO2 in the atmosphere in 24 hours than humans have in our entire existence. Not even slightly true. Actually it is. Did the math myself. Double checked. Thanks though. Today's been equally helpful for everyone to make sure that you and people like you are not on their lists. Andrew Tate's video in response to Greta Thunberg allowed Romanian authorities to confirm he was in the country and arrest him in human trafficking investigation due to the pizza chain shown in the 2-minute rant. I was accused of plagiarism by 2 profs and was given a big long talk about how seriously it was taken. I was confused and crying by the end. Then they show me the art they think I copied, and it was my own art from my own site that had popped up in a Google image search. Shake my head. What's the dumbest thing you got in trouble for in school? Power just died. No spoilers please. This isn't about CSM. I can't pay the bill. Well, my hubby and I are engaged, but no married. But basically I'm an army wife. He hasn't enlisted, but has been thinking about joining the military. He loves airborne, so I suggested he get a tattoo of it on his neck. I know he never went to the school, but he's basically airborne in his heart. So proud of my hubby for getting an airborne tattoo based off my suggestion. He doesn't need to enlist. It's how he feels. How did Shinzo Abe get assassinated when guns are banned in Japan? Liberals, care to explain? How did that one ant get into my house after a visit from the pest control guy killed 5 million of his friends? Holy Jesus duck, you're stupid. Japan. 9 gun deaths every year. USA. 9 gun deaths every 2 hours. 40,000 every year. 9 annual gun deaths versus 40,000 annual gun deaths. Almost like gun laws work. How did Shinzo Abe get assassinated when guns are banned in Japan? Liberals, care to explain? Pearl Harbor was an inside job. There's no way Japanese planes could have flown this distance in 1931. Wake up retards and realize your government has been lying to you. Japan is innocent. Reminder that CBS banned a medical Mary Jane commercial for the Super Bowl that showed it removing a kid's seizure for the first time in his life, while at the same time shoving alcohol ads down our throats. Hashtag Super Bowl. Hashtag SBLII. If Biden is elected, there's a good chance you will be dead within the year. Republicans will be hunted. I can't stop laughing at the reasoning for Twister's Parental Guidance 13 rating. Rated Parental Guidance 13. Intense depiction of very bad weather. Under Biden's lawless border policy, fentanyl seizures increased by 241% between the months of October and December. Imagine hating England. There is no country in the world more beautiful. I feel like, when people say I hate England, they're not referring to the plants and cows. Millennials aren't buying diamonds. Why? Too busy filling out job applications that ask them to attach their resume and then enter what's on that same resume on the next page. Fat phobia is also a sign of pedophilia. Children in their prime ages tend to be more slim with less of a figure. You should check yourself. You sound like you should be investigated. Hey, you're not very tall, to be honest. Why include it in your bio? I'm righto because it's like the first thing people asks. So save them the time. Oh well, you aren't tall enough for me. Sorry. Jesus ducking Christ, you aren't heat enough to have this shut of a personality. Vegan activists separate hens from roosters so the hens aren't ripped. 3 vegan activists from Spain have shocked the public these days with their unusual actions. They are convinced that the roosters intentionally ripe the hens, so they are firmly determined that the animals need to be separated from each other. Those people who want walkable cities like it, so they can hang in their favorite bars, get drunk, get high and not worry about driving home. Unpopular opinion, I'd rather get Cupid than get the Cupid vaccine. In the emergency room with Cupid and pneumonia. Please pray for me if you have a moment. Obese is the N-word for plus-sized people. If medicine worked you wouldn't need to refill your prescription. Should have pierced their ears at birth with 2 different color studs. Babies have no feeling in their ears lobes. Bam. They debunked the whole babies don't feel pain like 40 years ago. Shake my head. High body count is a deal breaker for most men. It's tough, but working women with 5+ bodies just isn't what young men will settle with. They don't care about money. It's been proven time and time again. I feel sad for how confused women are about what high value men want in a wife. I have uncontrollable diarrhea for no reason. I'm writing this post to explain that I have been suffering from uncontrollable diarrhea for the past few days. It has been extremely uncomfortable and disruptive to my daily row. I can't eat raw chicken without feeling sick. I value animal life over white humans, but POC and animals are the same level of valuable. Men should understand that some of these girls bring friends to a date because of safety, not for your food and drinks. Then why are they eating and drinking? Some of them should be outside checking the perimeter. Do you think men who are attracted to very childlike looking women or women who age regress are paid for files? I have difficulty understanding the psychology of being sexually and romantically attracted to someone that looks childlike. I can't seem to. Are those women not allowed to be in relationships? Where does it say that? Well, you're pretty much calling anyone who dates them a paid for file, so. Sat through a horrible job interview for an hour. Then the guy was like, by the way, this only pays 30k. So if you're looking for a job that pays better, look elsewhere. So I said okay, I will. Then he was like, wait, no, LMRO, this was hours ago, and I still feel incredible. Why is NASA spending hundreds of millions of dollars to develop green planes? Shouldn't NASA be focused on space? The green zealots in our government are making everything worse. Andrew Tate describes inhumane living conditions inside Romanian prisoners he awaits sex trafficking trial. They are trying to break me. Thrown inside a cell without light. Cockroaches, lice, and bedbugs are my only friends at night. KC fan eating a baked potato out her pocket. I caught you taking my photo as well. But I enjoyed a baked potato and a win. How about you? Atheist group accuses Indiana Sheriff's Office of pushing Christianity on inmates after hundreds baptized. Atheists believe in God in private. They just don't admit it in public. Yes, I was a former atheist. After seeing half a country actively reject wearing a mask during a pandemic, I would like to apologize to the filmmakers of every horror movie ever made for calling their characters unbelievably dumb for going into the mere basement. I stay absolutely respectful. They are trying to break me. Thrown inside a cell without light. Cockroaches, lice, and bedbugs are my only friends at night. When the guards bring me to and from the courtroom, I stay absolutely respectful. They try to pour hatred into my heart. The bank says I can't afford a $950 mortgage, so I pay $1,400 a month in rent instead. In the past couple weeks, a 6-year-old shot his teacher and a 72-year-old committed a massacre. It's the guns. It's said for a 6-year-old to have a gun. No, laws should have stopped it. 72-year-old had an actual gun. How? Laws should have stopped it. No. My sister started 8th grade and it's all on Zoom. and today she got in trouble cause she got up to get water during class. As she's getting yelled at, she looks at me and says, "How this butch gonna tell me I can't get water in my own house?" But you literally just judged all nieces as aceholes. My grandfather, my grandmother, their families and friends were all involved with the party. They're also some of the kindest, most wonderful people I've met, yet you've already judged them based on a group generalization. I'd love to introduce them to my great grandparents, but they were gassed in a concentration camp. But I'm sure they're great. So I saw your last post about cultural appropriation and I completely agree. I'd like to ask your opinion on whether or not you think it's okay for me to learn Japanese because my mother is Japanese. I would say don't learn it. The damage has been done by your father. He's either robbed a Japanese woman of her heritage, or he has committed cultural appropriation by adopting Japanese culture. It's best to minimize the damage. Stick with English. The best thing you can do is to appropriate Western culture and reform it so it's not imperialist. That is the best way to repair the damage. Remember, each small candle lights a corner of the dark. Thanks for reading. I accidentally ate mangoes at the place earlier, and I'm allergic to mangoes and my throat's hurting, and I'm breaking out in hives I think. Do you have an EpiPen? Yeah, it's in front of me. Use it. Aren't only supposed to use that if I stop breathing or something. No, it's a preventative measure. How you gonna use it if you stop breathing? Giant nuclear powered flying hotel with gym and swimming pool to carry 5,000 passengers that can stay aloft for years. Favorite KFC burn down. Finally try new location. Chicken pink raw. However, taste very good. I'm very ill.